here today to come together to see this tremendous event. We've got over 700 folks from all of our 4 pillars. You heard about those earlier. Government, military, the private sector, and academia, all coming together to represent, to solve some of the toughest challenges we face as a nation and as a community. 30+ sponsors, Connect Secure, Threat Locker, CyberFox, the list goes on, and over 100 speakers and session leaders today and tomorrow to take a look at these challenges that we face. Again, so why are we here? Why are we here? As you know, cybercrime continues to grow. It's not going to stop. I mean, current events today, in addition to cybercrime, we face unprecedented threats, not just from criminals, but also from nation-state actors. Gone are the days when we had 2 oceans to protect us, to provide some distance. And you can ask a healthcare company up in Michigan today, how does it feel to be on Iran's radar? They're having a bad morning this morning. So what are we trying to do with that? We're going to try to deal with that by improving our posture. And that also means making sure that we level up on all of our resilience about things across the board. We're going to be here to help build that ecosystem here in the Tampa Bay region. And we're going to learn from each other, and we're going to learn from experts. So you'll see, I'll introduce her in just a moment. We've got 2 really great speakers. I'm privileged to say that we're part of it, have it with us. Cybercrime, I mentioned, is thriving. The other part is we're in this together, right? We have to build on the public sector, the private sector, and the military and academia. The military traditionally works on protecting our digital borders. We have to bring everyone together, and we also have to protect our critical infrastructure. And the critical infrastructure is building, very nice. And the private sector, particularly home here in Tampa Bay, as well as higher education. We can't do this alone. Higher education is important to build the workforce. So when we started this, we established 3 working groups based on some of the studies. And those involved the technology barrier, that it was too expensive, too poorly integrated. There wasn't enough people to do it. As far as education, wasn't addressing what needed to happen, and again, the knowledge gap. There wasn't enough skilled workforce. So what did we do? We commissioned a series of working groups. Those working groups were the solutions and innovation, undergraduate academic curriculum, and the workforce development. I'm proud to say today we'll see some of the results of those working groups. When I talk about solutions innovations, one of those has resulted in a company named SkillBit. And that company is working on how do they deliver innovative solutions, not just to the community, but also to the undergraduate education curriculum. That's a company that has come in to address that undergraduate curriculum. We'll hear about workforce development with some new and innovative approaches that we're going to put into action. And on the solution side, again, we've also got our pitch challenge, where new startup companies are coming, and they're going to receive, one of them winners is going to receive $70,000 worth of seed capital to go forward. So we commissioned another study that we're proud is going to lead us into the future. And part of some of the insights that we found is that when leadership treats cybersecurity as a priority, they tend to implement stronger practices. Networks and industry guidance play an important role on how companies view their cybersecurity. Regulatory and contractual pressures also play a part. But one thing I'm also going to highlight is cyber insurance as one of the leading things that is driving adoption of cyber practices. The other and we'll talk about that because we're going to have a working group spun up around that. The other thing I'll add is phishing is mostly widely recognized as a cyber incident that's going to happen. But also we also know that that's just the doorway in. So even if you protect against phishing, you still have to secure your infrastructure. So I mentioned cyber insurance. I mentioned the 3 previous working groups. Well, we have a 4th now. It's going to be on cyber insurance. And so if you're interested, part of what makes this special is the community aspect of it. So we look to this group here. If you're interested, volunteer, click on this QR code, and you'll find a way to stay involved with this, is how we challenge take on this challenge of cyber insurance. It's a thorny problem. No one's been so far successful in addressing it across the board, but we're going to take a shot at it because I like to think of us as the A-team. If you've got a tough problem and no one else can help, and if you can find us, maybe you can get the CyberBay community in behind to pull this off. So what do we got to look forward to? 48 hours. 48 hours from some of our keynote speakers, expert presentations. We got the vendor pavilion. We've got a capture the flag event going on. So please, right over there. Don't forget to visit the hacker village along the wall there. I call it Murderer's Row if you want. So many exciting things going on. Be sure to stop by our sponsors, Connect Secure, Skillbit,